This is not the kind of news anyone wants to hear 3 days before Christmas. But we have to talk about it because your safety depends on it. The Detty December we have all been planning, the concerts, the beach parties, the reunions, it is all hanging by a thread right now. The headline you saw is not just a rumor spreading on WhatsApp. It is a serious security development that has just hit the airwaves. We are receiving exclusive reports that 2 suspected ISWAP terrorists have been arrested right here in Lagos. Yes, you heard me correctly. Not in Sambisa Forest, not in Bono, not in the fringes of the Lake Chad Basin, but in the economic heartbeat of the nation, Lagos State. For months, we have heard the whispers. Security analysts have been warning that these groups are trying to expand their footprint south. We didn't want to believe it. We wanted to believe that the distance was too far, that Lagos was too complex for them to infiltrate. But this arrest changes everything. It shatters the illusion of safety that we have wrapped around ourselves as we prepare for the festivities. According to the emerging details, these 2 individuals were picked up in a covert operation that was so quiet, most people didn't even know it happened until the whispers started leaking out. This wasn't a random police stop and search. This was intelligence-led. This was the DSS knowing exactly who they were looking for and where they were hiding. And if you think this is an isolated incident, you need to look at what happened just yesterday, Monday, December 22, 2025. The governors of Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states didn't just wake up and decide to launch a massive joint task force for no reason. We saw the news, a high-powered security operation aimed at flushing out terrorists and criminal elements from the southwest. At the time, they used diplomatic language. They talked about securing the highways and protecting commuters along the Lagos-Ibadan expressway. But now, with this arrest, the picture is becoming terrifyingly clear. They knew. The intelligence reports must have been flashing red. That show of force we saw yesterday with the convoys of police and army vehicles moving from Lagos to Ibadan was not just for show. It was a direct response to a credible threat that has now manifested in these arrests. We need to really understand the gravity of this. Lagos is currently packed. We have thousands of IGBKs, I just got backs, who have flown in from the UK, the US, and Canada. The clubs are full, the traffic is insane, and the energy is high. An infiltration by ISWAP at a time like this is the nightmare scenario for any security agency. ISWAP is not like the bandits we hear about in the Northwest who are looking for ransom. ISWAP is ideological. They look for high-impact targets. And what is a higher-impact target than a bustling Lagos in December? This is why the atmosphere in security circles is so tense right now. This is why you are seeing more checkpoints, more stop-and-search operations, and why the government is practically begging people to be vigilant. But before we dive deeper into the international dimension of this, because yes, the United States and President Trump are heavily involved in this narrative, I want to take a quick second to ask you a favor. If you value this kind of unfiltered, real-time security update, please smash that like button right now. It helps us break through the algorithm and warn more Nigerians. And if you are not subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We are monitoring this situation hour by hour, and you need to know if any specific areas are flagged as red zones. Don't be the last to know. Now, let's connect the dots to the international scene, because this is where it gets even more concerning. Just a few days ago, we reported that the United States has started conducting surveillance flights over Nigeria. We are talking about contractor-operated aircraft taking off from Ghana and circling our airspace. Why? Because President Donald Trump explicitly warned about the failure to stop violence against religious communities. The U.S. intelligence community likely saw this coming. When the U.S. president signs a proclamation restricting entry for Nigerians, which happened just last week, citing terrorism concerns and screening gaps, they aren't just being mean, they are acting on intel. The arrest in Lagos confirmed that the threat matrix the Americans were looking at is real. For the diaspora, this Detty December is already partially ruined. Imagine flying in from Houston or London, hoping to unwind, only to be met with travel advisories warning you to avoid large crowds. Imagine the panic of family members back abroad, reading that terrorists are being arrested in the city you are currently partying in. The psychological impact is massive. The fun is now laced with fear. We have reports of people cancelling plans, staying indoors, or even looking for early flights back. The economic hit to the hospitality sector, the hotels, the clubs, the event organizers is going to be devastating if this narrative takes hold. And we must give credit to the Department of State Services. If they truly intercepted these guys before they could act, they have saved countless lives. It shows that our intelligence network is working, even if it's stretched thin. But the question remains, are there more? Terrorism operates in cells. If two were caught, who were they talking to? Who is their handler? Where are their supplies? These are the questions that will keep Lagosians awake tonight. The joint task force launched by Oyo, Ogun and Lagos is now the most critical line of defense. They have deployed assets to the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, which is the main artery for anyone traveling in or out of Lagos. We know that the forests bordering these states have been used as hideouts for kidnappers in the past. If ISWAP is trying to use those same routes to smuggle in operatives or logistics, that highway becomes a front line. The special advisor to the governor of Oyo State on security, CP Fatai Owusseyin, retired, said yesterday that criminal elements thrive when security is reactive. He said this task force is about being anticipatory. Well, arresting two suspects in Lagos is the definition of anticipatory action. It means they moved before the bomb went off. But let's be real with ourselves. Detty December has changed. It can no longer be a free-for-all. If you are going out, you need to be security conscious. Look at the exits, avoid unnecessary crowds, and report anything suspicious. The government is doing its part with these arrests and the new task force, but they cannot be everywhere. The joint show of force that terminated at Ojo in Ibadan was a direct message to the criminals. We are ready for you. But the criminals are also sending a message by being in Lagos in the first place. We are here. This is a developing story. We're working to get the names of the suspects and the specific location of the arrest. Was it on the mainland? Was it on the island? These details matter. But for now, the headline stands. The security apparatus has intercepted a major threat, and the reality of our security challenges has followed us down south. Stay safe, Lagos. Watch your surroundings. And please, keep it locked here. We will bring you the updates as they drop.